Hello and welcome to today's stream. My name is Enwe Buga and today we are going to talk about our weekly seasonal anime tier list for summer 2020. So this week this tier list would cover all the episodes that aired between the 7th of September until 30th of September. And since I'm caught up with Oregairu would also be included in this. So before I start, I need to make a few disclaimer that this is a purely opinionated tier list. Purely my opinion. You can have a different opinion. If you want to discuss it, we'll discuss it. No problem. And this tier list only covers anime that I watch. So any anime that I didn't watch, like there's a lot, Apare Ranman, so it won't be included in this tier list. So yeah, that's it. So we'll start with the anime that aired on Monday, Monster Girl Doctor. So this week's Monster Girl Doctor, we get to see Skadi and we get to learn her medical condition. I've seen better episode of Monster Girl Doctor, to be honest, but Skadi design is her design is gorgeous, but it doesn't add so much point. Lower B. I would give Monster Girl Doctor lower B. Not that great. I mean, to be fair, Monster Girl Doctor itself is not that great, so yeah. Fruit Basket. So this week's Fruit Basket, we look at their school play, right? Toru's class play. It's Cinderella-ish. That's the title of the play. And to be honest, the whole play was actually quite hilarious because it is a very different spin on Cinderella. Hanajima and Kyo definitely takes the stage. And then we have some scene between Machi and Kyo and Yuki. That's okay. Overall, an okay episode. The first half was definitely entertaining, but the second half was okay, I guess. Should I give it A or should I give it B? I won't call it an A. Definitely a high B. Definitely a B plus ish to that level. God of High School. So, God of High School, this episode is the fight between Jin Mori and Park Il-pyo. So, both have a connection to Jin Tae-jin. Both are great martial artists, but Park Il-pyo is definitely better. So, the fight itself was very beautifully choreographed. It was a very well animated fight. The music was great. It was hype as freak. And then there's the whole... Then Nox actually attacked the GOH tournament, but then one of the six defended them. That was awesome. When one of the six was dancing, it was hype, to be honest. The way he destroyed the God Sword is amazing. And then at the end, what am I trying to say? And then at the end, Park Il-pyo got himself his own chariot, the Nine-tailed Fox. That was hype. To be honest, God of High School is freaking hype. Deserve a very good episode. S tier, definitely. I'm kind of hyped for the next episode to see just where it goes. To be fair to God of High School, the last few episodes have been pretty hype. I mean, it still have the same issue as the storytelling is a bit pacey. But since the fight is hype, I'm willing to turn a blind eye on that. And then on Wednesday, we have Hokagote Bonishi. So Hokagote Bonishi, this episode, we focus. They went horsey fishing, but this time using a fishing a rod without a reel, a very classical fishing method. And then this time Hina catches a real big horsey instead of a smaller little horsey. So that's new for her. a new fishing experience for her. And then they cook. This time Hina's first time filleting a fish. Before this, they only fish small fishes. They don't need to fillet it. So this is the first time Hina fillet a fish. That was hilarious. And then they drink, they cook. Typical Hokabote Bonishi. A pretty chill episode. I love that in Hokabote Bonishi. The music is chill. A lower A. I can put it at B, around B plus, but I would give it a lower A because I really enjoy fishing. Again, this is an opinionated tier list, and I enjoy fishing, so I enjoy Hokabote Bonishi. Decadence. So Decadence have a very emotional episode this week. Natsume have to face the truth that her whole life is a lie. That the person she trusted the most, Kaburagi, is lying, lied to her about everything, right? So this episode is more emotional because we follow Natsume in her journey to face the truth, or how she would face the truth. That was actually quite heartwarming. And at the end, she did. What does it? At the end, she did accept the truth and wants to help Kaburagi change the world. So that's a good episode. A very emotional. Should I give it a A plus or an S? Does it deserve an S? Did I cry? I smiled a lot this episode. A high A. Not exactly as hype as S. A high A is appropriate. So ReZero. This episode of ReZero, basically Subaru again face to face with Satella, and then he learned a lot about Ryuzu and the Sanctuary. Nothing much, but at the end, Subaru confronted Garfield for the first time. Like, he really confronted Garfield for real this time. So that was quite a good moment. Oh, by the way, Subaru realized that. I think this episode was interesting because Subaru realized that Satella looks a lot like Emilia, like really a lot. He was shaking when after he was killed that time, when he was revived again near Emilia. He was shaking when he was near Emilia. He definitely noticed that. How definitely not S, right? I think A. Is it better than Decadence? No, it is not. So I'll put it at A, between Decadence and Hokagote Bonishi. Oregaru. So if you didn't join me in my yesterday's stream, or you don't watch my YouTube video on Oregaru, basically I just outlined why I don't like Oregaru, and I feel like this season have been quite a disappointment and a bit boring, and this episode did nothing to change that. It is mildly interesting, but I really don't enjoy it. B. It is since I love the character, right? Except for Yukino. Yukino is a bit of a drag right now. I love the character, but except for, if I put it lower than Monster Girl Doctor, it's definitely undeserving, because Monster Girl Doctor is definitely more boring. So Monster Girl Doctor can go to C. Yeah, Monster Girl Doctor is okay. This episode, nothing crazy. A lot of time spent with Cthulhu. Go back to Oregaru. This episode, basically the prom, nothing much. Haruno says that they aren't genuine, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm bored, to be honest, with Oregaru. Ren's a girlfriend. Okay, this episode is a bit divisive, at least for me. Well, I love what Kazuya did for his friend Kuri. Yeah, just to recap, Kazuya rented Mizuhara for Kuri, right? So basically, Mizuhara goes on a date with Kuri as a rental. So this solved a lot of problem that Kazuya have with Kuri. So now Kuri knows his secret. So their relationship is fixed. Kuri is no longer depressed. Ruka can no longer blackmail him. So that decision actually works in his favor. But at the same time, I've mentioned this in my video that is him renting out Mizuhara to Kuri. I feel like that's NTR because Mizuhara is his crush, right? So he is literally renting out his crush to his friend. So I'm a bit iffy about that. But the episode in general is still okay. Hybe, better than Oregairu. Is it better than Fruit Basket? I would put it better. No. Here, I put this in between Fruit Basket and Oregairu. I still love Fruit Basket a lot more than Rent a Girlfriend. Even though Rent a Girlfriend was pretty, yeah, that's okay. Uzaki. So in this week's episode, oh, by the way, I'm just gonna put Peter Grill here because I dropped Peter Grill. So Uzaki, this week's episode, the full episode is basically them at Totori, having a vacation, and they didn't realize that Totori is Ami and what his name again? I'm not sure what his name. Basically Ami and Sakurai's the blonde guy set up so that both of them can get closer in their vacation at Totori. It was a very fun episode, but nothing crazy. It was cute seeing them playing, basically just having a vacation, teasing each other as per usual. Nothing crazy, but they have a lot of moments. It was pretty fun episode. I would put it higher than Fruit Basket because I can put it at lower A, like A minus. That can also work. Or should I put it here for Fruit Basket? I'll put it here first, then we'll see based on how the rest goes. Okay, now we'll look at Fire Force. So this week's Fire Force, Benimaru, the focus is on basically because they know that the Holy Soul Temple is lying right now. So the thing is, Holy Soul Temple have a big authority on everything, right? So they can't really release that statement to the public. So that's the thing, they can't change anything. This is where Benimaru and the guy with the bandana eye patch come and just want to storm. They just want to storm the Holy Soul Temple headquarters and to find the original scripture, to find out what the truth that happened, because the truth that they know now is about the Raffles one, right? About the Raffles, how he created Amaterasu from a pure fire, and they know that that's not true anymore. So now Benimaru and the iPad guy is trying to storm the Holy Soul Temple to find the real scripture. They just want to know the truth. A few good fight scene, but nothing crazy. Which do I enjoy more, Oregairu or Fire Force? I'm being pretty mean to Oregairu if I put it like this. Is it that bad though? Nothing much happens. B, I guess. I'll put it there because you guys know my thoughts on Fire Force. Either good fight scene, but decent fight scene, but boring story basically. SAO. Okay, I didn't make a video yesterday, but basically my thoughts on SEO is that it is pretty. I hate the fact that they don't spend any time with Kirito and Asuna in Underworld. We basically only get some screenshots of it. Yeah, this is not going the direction I hope it would go to fix itself. Basically, we are not moving towards a climax. We are basically moving. There's 2 episodes left, and they are trying to push another main arc. I don't know about this one, to be honest. This is a new setup for a new arc. I'm not sure. Even the last arc haven't ended properly yet. I'm not a big fan of the last episode. Really not a big fan. We got some screenshot of Asuna and Kirito, and Alice being in the real world was genuinely good. But it is pretty boring other than that. Interesting though. It is interesting, but is it entertaining? I'm not sure. Yeah, it is not entertaining. It was okay at best. Well, basically we are going to... Kirito's gonna have to fight his own clone, so that's one thing. Yeah, I think this is a fitting. It's not really great moments. If that's, then I put Uzaki here. Yeah, Uzaki's at 8 here. I can do this, but I'm not sure whether or not Fruit Basket can stand up to Uzaki. Ooh, lastly, the Misfit of Demon Academy. Okay. In the past, I've watched Mother's Basement video that compares. He said that the Misfit of Demon Academy is like One Punch Man, in the sense where the hero is just too overpowered to the point where it is hilarious. And at first I kind of disagree with him, right? Because One Punch Man is more geared toward comedy. He's strong, and then that he's strong, and that there's, how do I say this? The reason he's being strong is that no, that's not the word I'm looking for. One Punch Man is more geared towards comedy, where they make fun of him being too strong. But in the Misfit of Demon Academy, they are serious about Arnos being strong. So this anime is basically Arnos being super badass, and somehow it is pretty freaking enjoyable. The characters are not great, but Arnos is himself. How do I say it? This series can be plain, but one thing they did great is make the antagonist, very shitty, very annoying, very evil. That makes Arnos, who's a demon, technically evil, looks very kind and it makes beating the antagonist felt very good, right? And this episode is just the same thing. This time Arnos basically defeat the whole hero class by himself at this point. So I really enjoyed the whole episode. To be honest, Arnos was just a freaking badass. Oh, welcome. This anime is from the current airing anime, seasonal anime. Oh, back to Arnos in this episode is actually very. He saved. He's basically, if you don't mess with Arnos, if anyone mess with Arnos, you'll get fucked. That's it. So yeah, I think this is this week's episode. This week's episode tier list. God of High School definitely take the cake, because the hype level is crazy for last week's episode. Amazing choreography, and then the music was amazing. It plays well with the action scenes. And then second favorite episode is definitely The Misfit of Demon Academy, just because of how badass Arnos was. Seeing Arnos beat up bad people just felt great, just like how One Punch Man felt great. Decadence have a solid episode. Yeah, I think that's it for today's tier list. Oh, thank you for watching the video. Please let me know your opinions on this episode on the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and follow me on my other platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you.